In the beginning, when the Endeavour sailed the Pacific, an imposing new landmass of 3 million square miles was revealed to the Western world. A strange, forbidding land with great contrasts of climate and an awesome isolation. In little more than 200 years, the pioneers of this Southland we know as Australia surmounted the difficulties of exploration and settlement to forge a nation, rich in everything known to man. Come with us now, through that part of New South Wales whose coastline was first charted by Captain Cook, an area which is the microcosm of our nation, all achieved in the span of little less than 3 lifetimes. Welcome to our valley, the Hunter Valley, which begins at the foot of a spur of the Great Dividing Range and stretches out from a tiny stream to gather 5 other rivers in its verdant arms on a leisurely 200-mile journey to the sea. There is color and contrast in the native trees and shrubs and all the adopted plantings from lands on the other side of the world. The climate is temperate and the sun shines with generosity. This is Glenbourne Dam in the Upper Hunter, which can hold 250,000 acre-feet of water. When seasons are dry, the storage it provides is invaluable to the primary producer. Water is the lifeblood of the valley, and its conservation a matter of considerable research. In a country with long, hot summers, water has come to be regarded as liquid gold. With plentiful water, the region can grow anything, from fruits and vegetables that need the protection of a glass house in colder climates, to crops that border on the semi-tropical. Here in the Maitland area, the soil is deep and rich, thanks to the scientific research that goes on unceasingly into better irrigation, better fertilizing, crop development, flood mitigation, riverbank protection, and siltation. The dividends in fodder and market crops are returned 1,000-fold because of the awareness of water's importance and the need to conserve our supply. Come with us deeper into the country that has all the bluegrass qualities of Kentucky, the famous horse studs of the Hunter, birthplace of many of the nation's greatest racehorses. The hills are low and rolling, the grass sweet and sunny, and all about is a feeling of the Australian outdoors, the real Australia, born in the era of the famous light horse cavalry. The face is Australia. The mood, one of pride in achievement, because at the horse sales, the Hunter Valley provides bloodstock that brings high prices. Bid up, bid up. Here are magnificent animals from the Hunter, nurtured from birth in deep grass country where the air is clear and the horizons are long. And what better place to test the mettle of our horses than at polo? We raise polo ponies too, many of them destined for famous overseas teams. In recent years, with a greatly increased drive for new settlers, Australia has developed a much more discerning taste for wine. Our vineyards are expanding rapidly, and in the Hunter Valley we have more than 1,000 acres growing reds and whites that will honor many gracious tables for years to come. Hunter Valley wines are known throughout the nation for their excellence. At our annual wine festival, connoisseurs come from all over the nation to join in the harvest festivities and discuss the vintages. Many primary producers in the Hunter Valley are turning their attention to beef cattle. The demand for meat is heavy and the return is good. Nearly 500,000 beef cattle are now being raised on pastures watered by the Hunter, and breeds are constantly being improved. Abattoirs work to capacity and are under strict local government health control. High standards are achieved in an industry which is growing rapidly. As population increases, so does the demand for beef. In the area are many fine old homes owned by families of the early settlers. Since 1794, when John MacArthur founded the industry, wool has been synonymous with Australia. The wool we produce in the Hunter Valley is of a very high quality. The soils in some parts of the valley are deficient in phosphate and molybdenum. To traverse the country quickly and follow difficult terrain, aerial fertilizing and top dressing has become popular. Light planes take only hours to do a job that would normally take days by truck. This is a boon to pastures. In addition to the conservation of water supplies and the constant improvement of properties, many other steps have been taken to increase production, particularly in the dairying industry. A number of years ago, the Hunter Valley introduced the rich, big-leafed Ladino clover, which has done well on our pastures. Much lucerne is also grown for fodder. The Artificial Insemination Centre at Aberdeen, initiated by the Hunter Valley Cooperative Dairy Company and now conducted by the Dairy Industry Authority of New South Wales, provides facilities for all herds. Fine herds like this are the result of good breeding and improved pastures. Pure dairying breeds in the Hunter Valley are mainly Friesians, together with Australian Illawarra Shorthorns, Jerseys, Guernseys and Ayrshires. The dairying industry in the Hunter Valley is known for its efficiency and drive. The most modern overseas equipment is studied at first hand and adapted to the Australian scene. There are fewer dairies today, but production volume has nearly doubled in the past 15 years. Single herds range from 40 cows in the lower Hunter to 250 in the upper Hunter. More than 42 million gallons of milk are received from the area each year, and the turnover of dairy cooperatives exceeds $23.25 million. For the record, and the appreciation of dairying men the world over, a Friesian cow from the Hunter Valley has recorded an annual return of 35,245 pounds of milk of 3.3% test and 1,166 pounds butterfat. The cooperatives of the Hunter Valley have more than 1,000 suppliers extending over an area of 10,000 square miles. Modern tankers and milk cooling vats have simplified the bulk collection and delivery of milk from the more remote areas. The average daily distance covered by the cooperative's vehicles is 2,000 miles, a staggering total compared to the compact dairying areas of other lands. A local Dairy Merit Award is given to neat farmhouses like this, reflecting the pride of the entire dairy industry in a well-kept Hunter Valley dairy farm. This is Musselbrook, an important Upper Hunter dairying centre. A typical township of the Australian countryside with broad main street. There are neat farmhouses in the surrounding district, and the people have a capacity to enjoy life, especially at showtime, which is the annual carnival attended by everyone. A great attraction for the agricultural and rural community in the Hunter Valley. At country shows, the district exhibits its primary produce and parades its stock with a great deal of pride and friendly rivalry. Even for junior farmers, there is active participation. The wealth of the land and the people who typify it are best seen on the day of the Grand Parade, culmination of showtime in the Hunter. There is excitement when the local residents show their prowess with horse and beast, and points are awarded for the best performance. Refreshment is of the more sustaining kind, milk from the Hunter. It's all there at the show, action, thrills, spills, as the horses wheel and the steers bellow. Skills not forgotten in a modern age. And it's not all serious. The Australian's ability to laugh at himself is often heard in the delighted barracking of the crowd as some young blood gets a fractious buck jumper. Not to be outdone by father or brother, the youngsters too have their day of fun. A test of mettle in the big ring, where the action is non-stop. Wood chopping is one of the great attractions of showtime throughout Australia. A young man not much bigger than the log he chops. And watch him go. Here's a method not recommended for amateurs. Most exciting event in the wood chop is the tree felling by the professionals. Deft actions that bespeak the close coordination of hand and eye. Lightning-like strokes with axes as sharp as razors. The Royal Easter Show, where the produce of the land is displayed for all to see. Once a year, the greatest show of them all brings country visitors from the Hunter Valley to Sydney in a rural pageant the like of which there is nothing else in the world. Sydney Royal Easter culminates in a great panoply of spectacle, colour and excitement. It's all there, from the humble buggy of yesteryear to the cattle, horses and riders who have carried off the coveted prizes. Garland sashes show the champions of yet another year. And the city folk open their eyes in wonder as the country comes to town with all the proud achievements of the rich earth. The setting for the show is Sydney, a city of nearly 3 million people, first settlement of the nation, with magnificent new buildings and one of the greatest harbours in the world. It's only 100 miles from Sydney, the capital of New South Wales, to the Hunter Valley. Come with us along an expressway that's fast and wide. To another city where again we can bid you welcome to our valley. Newcastle, busy port and second city of the state. Newcastle is where the Hunter River reaches the sea. A vigorous young city with an industrial background and a vast rural hinterland. It is Australia's largest export port. A bustling waterfront handles wheat, coal, wool and steel. All the facilities are here, including modern loaders, dry dock and state-owned shipyard. A new bridge to cross the Hunter at Kooragang, an industrial development on the River Islands that has reclaimed much land for large undertakings. It's one of few areas in New South Wales with the site availability, deep water harbour frontage and road and rail access in the heart of an industrial complex. Many overseas companies have made large investments in the area. Production of coal in the north is 35% of the state total, and each year Newcastle exports more than 7 million tonnes. Large contracts have been let to Japan. It is envisaged that production of coal in the Hunter Valley will soon rise to 30 million tonnes a year. Research has found that there are coal reserves of 2,230 million tonnes in the Hunter Valley region alone, about half of which is in the Singleton-Muswellbrook area. If we seem proud of our valley, it's with justifiable pride, because these vast supplies of coal enable us to generate electricity on a large scale. Nowhere in the state has progress been so rapid. There are 3 big new generating stations with capacities enough to supply the total needs of New South Wales. Overall power costs are among the lowest in the nation. Australia's largest turbo generators are installed at Munmora, and Liddell, astride a vast coal seam, is being developed to provide more power than the famous Snowy Mountain scheme. The great Australian steel company, BHP, has made a massive contribution to the prosperity of Newcastle and the Hunter Valley. The steelworks produce more than 2 million tonnes of ingot steel a year, and expansion is taking place rapidly. Current developmental projects at Newcastle Steelworks involve a capital expenditure of some $37 million. And in the past decade, the company has invested $230 million in the area. "35% of our Newcastle workforce is employed in factories, producing an annual gross product of $680 million. In a few years, the population of Newcastle and Lake Macquarie will reach 300,000. Retail sales will exceed $430 million, and new investment in the region will rise to $200 million a year. Let us now turn to the dairy industry. No local enterprise can claim greater recognition as a symbol of the Hunter Valley. Milk packaging and distribution have reached new heights of efficiency, equal to any in the world. And home delivery of milk is provided 365 days a year. Milk powder from the Hunter has won many prizes at the London Dairy Show and Australian exhibitions. A large export market has been developed with Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands. Production of butter in the valley is by conventional churns, and these will gradually change to the new continuous butter making system. All the butter manufactured in the area is sold locally. With the introduction of new milk products, butter has played a less glamorous role. Steps are now being taken to give this natural dairy food its rightful place in the merchandising campaigns of the future and to expand export action. Continual research develops new products, including the latest frozen yogurt. Daily demonstrations show how dairy foods can be used in the kitchen. Ice cream, fruit yogurt, buttermilk, sour cream, cottage cheese. We make them all in the Hunter Valley. Every day we deliver them fresh to the markets of the city. Our food stores are modern. Some of the first chain store shopping mall developments of the state were made in the Hunter Valley and have proved highly successful. New shopping centers have ample parking, give wide selection and quick service. Prominent in the displays are the products of the region, challenging the best of the national goods in quality and presentation. This is where we live, in houses like these, neat and modern. 80% of Hunter Valley homes are owned by the occupants, one of the highest percentages of home ownership in the world. We build our cities with a great deal of civic pride, with churches, administration blocks, parks, and many city gardens. Our agricultural college at Newcastle is a study in architecture, designed with as much youthful enthusiasm as that of its students. More than 80,000 of our people, some 31% of the population, are students. And colleges like this plan for the future, especially in the training of men for the land. Australia is remarkable for its milk bars, refreshment centers quite unlike those in other parts of the world. And in the Hunter Valley, these have been developed further by the dairying cooperatives to include complete drive-in service with a selection of hot and cold foods. There are cooperative milk bars at shopping centers and on the highways, bright and cheerful places that serve fresh milk drinks, ice cream, yogurt, and other dairy foods. Milk bars like these are very popular with the children and with mothers too, because the products are nutritious, the quality high, the service friendly and efficient. All schools in the valley have their daily milk quota provided free to keep youngsters healthy and give them energy. With such a plentiful supply, it's little wonder that our children are so bright and vigorous. We're very proud of our beaches too, where the Pacific rolls in all the way from the Americas. The young people of the valley can swim like fish, shoot a breaker, and challenge the sea in all manner of aquatic sports. We have many beaches and much summer sunshine. Perfect surroundings for our tanned lifesavers and our pretty girls in their sleek bikinis. Close by the sea is Lake Macquarie, a fine stretch of water encompassed by 180 miles of foreshores. It's a popular holiday resort, a sheltered waterway for small craft, and a quiet retreat for peaceful anglers. There are many sailing clubs on Lake Macquarie, and some of our yachts have won the great Blue Water Classic, the Sydney to Hobart yacht race, known throughout the world. Big yachts, small yachts. At weekends, the fleets are out, racing in a series of events that last the summer season long. Water skiing is also a popular sport on the lake. The waters are safe and smooth, the boats powerful, the skiers adventurous. Further up the valley, 100 miles from the sea, our people are just as fortunate. The expanse of Glenbourne Dam provides an ideal setting for aquatic carnivals. Speedboats and skiers can run for miles on waters that barely show a ripple. Some take to the air. Others discard their skis to career barefoot over the water behind boats with an extra turn of speed. There are parks and picnic grounds close by, and the sun is shining. What a wonderful way to enjoy the good, healthy life of our valley. And here we are, back where the Hunter River joins the sea, with Newcastle City rising in the background. Before we bid you farewell, let's fly north together. Past the port, its island reclamation, and on along the coast. This great expanse of white sand and blue ocean that stretches north as far as the eye can see. To Port Stevens, a deep water anchorage with much scenic attraction. It's the home of our big game fishing fleet. And a tourist resort of great renown. Here, then, we conclude the story of our valley. We hope it will live long in your memory. You've seen the people and followed the Hunter River and its tributaries through 10,000 square miles to see a young nation at work and at play, and the great natural riches of the land itself. The Hunter Valley holds a golden promise for the future. If you and yours would like to be a part of that future, we have room for you. Welcome to our valley.